So you're thinking more of like a Torquey Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah.
A Torquey Tom. A Torquey Tom, guys. Shout out to all of you guys, okay? The Torquey Tommers. The Torquey Tommers, guys. Called us out. Called us out. Now, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. Here's the main thing for me, okay? On one hand, I feel like iDubbbz doing a documentary again, as opposed to the stuff he's been doing, would be good. Because the documentaries are the best recent content he's done. Everything else, as far as I'm concerned, can go in the trash, okay? So I made this video not that long ago about Anissa and iDubbbz, okay? Because they were making a lot of, you know, statements about commentary channels. And obviously I'm a commentary channel, so I'm probably going to talk about it, right? I'm probably going to have some commentary on it. You can see it right here. iDubbbz girlfriend is mad at me. And apparently they've seen the video in some way. They know about its existence, or at least they know about me. They know I exist. I think Anissa watches a lot of commentary videos about her. But somebody posted this clip. They sent this clip to me from their Patreon podcast where they talk about doing a documentary on a commentary channel, and they float the idea of doing a documentary about me. About me. This is not a joke or exaggeration.
If we obscure their face the whole time and just use their voice, like what more, you know, like even if we also don't say specifically where they live, you know, I think there is an avenue, as long as there's trust there, that we're still showing how they live, what their daily
Are there
routine's
commentary
like.
YouTubers who don't show their face?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so
I thought that like the idea of remaining anonymous and having a big YouTube channel was relatively dead.
No.
No, I think my personal thought is that, like,
There are anonymous people. Like Diesel Patches is like an anonymous, he doesn't show his face YouTube channel. You know, Dumpy has shown his face, but he doesn't really most of the time. Cheeto shows his face, but he doesn't really show it often. There are definitely people who are like anonymous commentary channels. You know, they exist. There's a decent amount of anonymous like movie review channels. Like Seth Seensack has been in chat before. He's I was catching up with some of his videos the other day. I haven't watched them in a while. They're good. ER, another movie review guy, he covers his face. Well, not even covers it. He doesn't even show it, you know. So, you know, it's like there are people who are anonymous on YouTube that still do it to this day. They exist.
it does limit you from going to like a higher, more like mainstream level.
Yeah, but if you want to sit at like 60,000
But
to
yeah, if you're happy with the
100,000,
revenue you're making or whatever, and the clout that you have and all of that, like
you can sit there safely.
yeah, and just
Okay.
yeah.
Does not showing your face really limit you? I guess maybe now, because people like to connect with faces and like a lot of YouTubers show their face. Maybe that is the case now, but I feel like you could still do it anonymously if your presentation is good enough, right? If your presentation is funny. I feel like there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I've been watching Big Bungie lately. Big Bungie's an anonymous commentary channel. I think he's shown his face in a video before maybe, but in general, he doesn't show his face. He makes pretty good videos. I like this. This Keemstar video was really funny. Yeah, I like Big Bungie. He's funny.
Feeling, but it exists. And there's quite a few of them.
I feel like it definitely corresponds with how, like, and like toxic the topics that you discuss are, or how parasocial the topics you discuss are. Because you look at, like, if you think of commentary YouTuber, it's like maybe you think of Drew Gooden, maybe you think of Danny Gonzalez or Jarvis.
What a travesty that's what the name of commentary YouTuber has become. What a travesty.
Yeah, whenever you were like throwing these around, I immediately was just like, you want to do a Ludwig?
By the way, I hate the audio processing or whatever they're doing on this podcast, the balancing, because when I hear their producer guy, it sounds like he's coming from behind me and it scares the f out of me. Or it sounds like it's coming from like over here, where they sound like they're on the right level. It's disturbing me. I don't like that.
Documentary.
Tom and Anissa have the same haircut. Sure, we're like the same person.
Like, that's immediately what I was thinking. I was like, what does Ludwig do?
No.
Jay Aubrey and the Right Opinion are big without showing their faces. That's true. I mean, they do. Their faces out there, but they don't usually show it in videos, right?
Oh,
No.
I almost don't, it's so yeah, that's interesting. So no, not a Ludwig documentary. Although, I mean, hey, if he's got something interesting going on.
Yeah.
But all of them who are like very like active, like the more like well-known your name is, like the less likely that you are going to be doing these like really parasocial kind of weird videos about
like
other people.
Yeah, the downfall of type beat.
Is that true? Sunny V2's face is out there. He does the downfall of type beat. I do the downfall of type beat. Patrick CC does the downfall of type beat. Tubb does the downfall of type beat. I feel like that's not really true. Maybe these people aren't really familiar with the modern state of commentary. Maybe you'd think they would be, considering that a lot of people make videos on them.
So you're thinking more of like a Torquey Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Dane? Because you're obviously
A Torquey Tom. A Torquey Tom, guys. Shout out to all of you guys, okay? The Torquey Tomers, guys. Called us out. Now, here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. Here's the main thing for me, okay? On one hand, I feel like iDubbbz doing a documentary again, as opposed to the stuff he's been doing, will be good, because the documentaries are the best recent content he's done. Everything else, as far as I'm concerned, can go in the trash, okay? The documentaries were good. The Sam Hyde one, you know, there were problems with it that are valid, I think, but it was still enjoyable to watch, right? I like the editing of it. It was an interesting video. The Dax Flame one, I didn't really like that one that much. I wasn't that interested, but the Airsoft Fatty one was really good. I know that was like 4 years ago now, but that was still good, right? But so they're floating the idea, I guess, of doing one about me. So the question becomes, would I let it happen? Would I invite them into my home, into my abode? And my gut says it would be a bad idea. My gut really does say that. But some part of me wants to just like see what would happen. Some part of me wants to just see what, like, how it would go, you know? They say it would be impartial. They say they wouldn't want it to be a hit piece. Maybe it wouldn't be a hit piece, you know, maybe I'm wrong. But even if it was, maybe it would be good content. I don't know. Maybe it would be interesting content. It would be too funny to pass up. That's what I'm saying. Like it might be interesting. It might be good content. It just depends on how long it takes, you know? If I take like a full week of work off to like do a iDubbbz documentary, like, do I really want to do that? Probably not. I would do like 2 or 3 days maybe, but a week is a lot. A week is a lot of money I would lose. It's a lot of time I would lose making content, you know? So I don't know. I don't really know. Make your own documentary simultaneously? Yeah, I could do that. But it would be an interesting video to see me and iDubbbz in the same room, right? I feel like it would be interesting for you guys to see. So I don't really know. I'm kind of torn at the moment. I'm kind of torn. Why would you ever trust them? Of course it would be a hit piece. Well, the thing is, like, there's nothing I'm really hiding from, you know? Like, there's nothing that I, like, don't want them to talk about is the main thing for me, right? I don't know if they would paint my responses in, like, a negative light, but if they did, I would just have more content to talk about and go over, right? If that does happen. So I don't really know. I'm kind of torn on this one, you know? On one hand, could he come after me and try to paint me as some sort of ultra racist chud? Maybe. But on the other hand, maybe he would be charitable and actually try to get a view into somebody who's criticized him and has talked about him a lot and has a lot of problems with him. Maybe it would be a good video. Maybe it would be good, you know? Unironically, talked to Destiny about it beforehand. He's good at strategizing about stuff like this. Yeah, he is. I mean, part of the thing that makes me somewhat inclined to do it is, like, I'm somebody who at one point didn't like Destiny, and then I kind of like came around to liking his content, right? And then I did the documentary. And I'm not saying that iDubbbz is a fan of me, but what I am saying is, like, you know, maybe if I gave him the opportunity, maybe it could actually be a good experience. Maybe it will be fun, you know? Maybe it would be. I think it would affect them negatively if they made it a hit piece. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't. It might be good content. It might genuinely. I think it probably would be. Whatever happens, you know? Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think about this. You know, I'll ruminate on it a little bit. I haven't been reached out to officially, so I don't even know if this is like an official plan they have or if they were just shooting the shit. But maybe I'll do it. You know, I feel like I'm not a normal person, certainly. But I'm a relatively, you know, reasonable, level-headed person. I think it would be interesting content, you know. I don't think it would be caught lacking, so to speak. And maybe it would be a good video. And, you know, I'm on the iDubbbz channel. I'll get promoted there. You're much less of a troll than Sam. Yeah, well, that's part of I think that's the other problem with it, right? Like, first of all, I'm not, like, that ironic. Like, I'm generally pretty sincere with what I say. Obviously, I make jokes, but the majority of, like, if you were to measure the percentage of what I am and my presence online, it's probably like 5% jokes and insincere, and then like 95% me just being myself, like genuinely being sincere. So it's different in that perspective. And part of it is like, what would he even see? You know, like, what do I do every day? I go to the gym and I make videos every day, basically, is what I do, right? And like once a week, I'll hang out with my parents, and then like once every few weeks, I'll hang out with my friends or something. Once in a while, I'll travel to do a video or something. But yeah, it's just like I'm not a particularly interesting person, you know, outside of the YouTube stuff. Like, this is the majority of the interesting stuff I do. So I don't know that it would be a super great video, honestly. But, you know, if they reached out to me, I would consider it. I would at the very least consider that, you know. Ian probably doesn't know that. He thinks you're a troll based on your thumbnails.
I don't know.
Are my thumbnails, like, do they look crazy? The Turkey Tom thumbnails are obviously, there's no trolling there. If you go here, I mean, these don't seem that trolly, do they? These seem like troll thumbnails? In my opinion, no. But yeah, maybe it'll be a good video. Are you going to re-chud him? I don't think he can be re-chudded. I think it would be interesting to talk to him about his positions on his career and his content and stuff. I think that would be good, you know? I think it'd be cool for me to talk to iDubbbz and do an interview with him. I would like to do the iDubbbz documentary. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know. So a lot to think about here, chat. A lot to think about. It'd be difficult to be around Anissa. Maybe. I assume she wouldn't be there, though, for the documentary. I assume it would just be him. I don't really want to hang out with Anissa. We're the same person. We look exactly the same, so we would just get along too much, you know? That's my position on that, frankly. Anyhow.